Welcome to Reviewing Problems 1066 to 1072 in the CCG book. 1066. Natalie has a bag that contains 8 marbles. She draws out marbles and records a color and puts it back. If Natalie repeats this 8 times and does not record any red marbles, can she conclude that there are not any red marbles in the bag? Explain. Well, no. There actually may be red marbles. She just has not selected those in her draw. So she very well could have selected the same marble every single time she picked one out because of the replacement. Letter B says, if she repeats this 100 times and does not record any red marbles, can she conclude that there are not any red marbles in the bag? Well, no. It is less likely that there is red marbles. But no number of trials will ever assure that there are no red marbles. Will assure no red marbles. How many times would she have to draw marbles, putting them back each time to be absolutely certain that there are no red marbles in the bag? Well, this is absolutely not possible. So no number of draws will assure that there is no red marbles because of the replacement. 1067. When the net below is folded, it creates a die with values as shown. If the die is rolled randomly, what is the probability that we will receive an even number? So looking at our die, we have one even number out of a total of 6. So the probability would be 1 out of 6 chances. The probability of drawing a 1, there are 3 ones and there are 6 total sides to our die, so it would be a 50% chance, or the probability would be 1/2. If the die is rolled randomly 60 times, how many times would you expect an odd number to land side up? Explain how you know. Well, if we want to roll our die 60 times, the probability of scoring an even number was 1/6 as above, so the probability of rolling an odd number would be the other 5 out of 6 chances. If we're going to roll our die 60 times, 5 out of 6 chances, we would get an odd number. So this would, when we multiply this, this would be approximately 50 times out of the 60 we would draw an odd number. Now create your own net so that the resulting die has the probability of an even number occurring 1/3 times, the probability of rolling a 3 would never happen, and the probability of a number less than 5 would happen 1 time. So when we draw this die, we want to make sure that there are no number 3s on our die because they never occur. We need to make sure that all the numbers are less than 5. And we need to make sure that 2 of the numbers are even. Because we have 6 total, so 2 out of 6 times would be an even number. So we can say 2 and 2. Then we could have a 1, 1, 5, 5. So answers may vary on this one, but you need no number 3s, at least 2 2s, or even numbers, and all the numbers need to be smaller than 5. 1068. In the diagram below, AB is the diameter of circle L. If BC is 5 and AC is 12, use the relationship shown in the diagram to solve for the quantities listed below. AB, the length of the radius of circle L, the measure of angle ABC, and the measure of arc AC. So the first thing that I recognize looking at this picture, if AB is my diameter, I know that the diameter is equal to 180 degrees. So arc AB is 180 degrees, which means angle ACB is half of that. So this angle is 90 degrees. So after I prove that that angle is 90 degrees, I then can use some right triangle trig to find line segment AB. So 12 squared plus 5 squared equals AB squared. So when we have 144 plus 25, and we take the square root of that, we get the diameter of the circle, or AB, to equal 13. We then know that the length of the radius is half of that. So the length of the radius is 6.5 units. We then can find the measure of angle ABC using some right triangle trig. So the tangent uses the opposite, which is 12 over 5. To find the angle, you want to make sure you use the inverse tangent. So we get 67.4 degrees when we plug that in our calculator. And if this is 67.4 degrees, arc AC is an intercepted arc, which means we need to multiply 67 by 4 times 2, because it's double whatever that angle is. So we get approximately 134.8 degrees. 10-69. When Erica and Ken explored a cave, they each found a gold nugget. Erica's nugget is similar to Ken's nugget. They measured the length of the two matching parts of the nugget and found that Erica's nugget is 5 times as long as Ken's. When they took their nuggets to the metallurgist to be analyzed, they learned that it would cost $30 to have the surface area and weight of the smaller nugget calculated, and $150 to have the same analysis done on the larger nugget. I won't have that kind of money until I sell my nugget, and then I won't need it analyzed, Erica said. Wait, Erica, don't worry. I'm pretty sure we can get all the information we need for only $30. Explain how they can get all the information they need for $30. Well, they know that Erica's nugget is 5 times as long as Ken's nugget. They know that the smaller nugget would only cost $30. So Erica's, if we draw ourselves a quick little picture, Erica's is 5 times the amount of Ken's. It would cost $30 for Ken's and $150 for Erica's. So they could get Ken's analyzed for 30, and then they could use to calculate the data for Erica's nugget themselves. If Ken's nugget has a surface area of 20 centimeters squared, what is the surface area of Erica's? Well, we know the ratio is 5, So the ratio for area would be 5 squared, which is 25. So then we can take Ken's surface area of 20 centimeters squared, multiply that by 25, and we get 500 centimeters squared. If Ken's nugget weighs 5.6 grams, about 0.02 ounces, what is the weight of Erica's nugget? Well, again, we know that our ratio is equal to 5, so the ratio of the volumes would be 5 to the third power, which is 125. So, if we know his weighs 5.6 grams, we can multiply that by 125, which would give us 700 grams, which is about 25 ounces. Find x of the angles of a quadrilateral. So quadrilateral is a four-sided figure. Are 2x, 3x, 4x, and 5x. Remember, to figure out how much all the angles add up to, we can divide it into triangles. 180 times 2 tells us that our quadrilateral equals 360 degrees. We can add all of these values together, combine our like terms, use inverse operations to get x is equal to approximately 25.7 degrees. Question 1071. A graph of an inequality is shown below. Decide if each point xy listed below would make the inequality true or not. For each point, explain how you know. So the point 1, 1 is in the shaded region, so it is true. It would satisfy the inequality. Negative 3, 2 is not inside the shaded region, so it is false and would not be a solution. Negative 2, 0 is on the dotted line, so it is also false and not a solution to the inequality. And 0, negative 2 would be true if we plugged it into the inequality, so it is a solution. 10-72 is a multiple choice question. Which expression below represents the length of the hypotenuse of the triangle below? So with a right triangle, the length is x squared plus y squared equals our hypotenuse squared. So to figure out the actual hypotenuse, we have to take the square root of that, so B would be the appropriate answer.